Welcome to the Clopen Effect, a retail podcast. Thanks for hanging out with us today. I'm your host, Meredith.
And I'm your host, Cass.
Let's have some fun. I know it's a little bit different, but we had to switch everything around for the holidays.
Holidays.
Just slowly scooch my chair in.
Yeah.
So the doctor called me and said that even after my surgery, now I have what's called sickness.
What the hell is that? Sick of this shit? You sick of this shit? Sick of this not being able to fucking do your cardio?
I'm so done. I am so done. You're like, how you doing? I'm like,
You're like, I'm pissed. And I'm like, what are you pissed about? And you're like, I can't
do
work out.
anything.
And I was like, God, that's my dream.
I was telling someone that we were working with, I'm like, I'm just useless right now.
Yeah.
I'm useless. I had to drive to Janesville, Wisconsin, which is only like an hour and 15 minutes from us. We know people that live out there.
Yeah.
By the time I got home, so it was an hour 15 there. I had to do kind of a price check and then an hour and 15 back. I was dying. Dying. Like, I don't know what is right here underneath your left rib, but it was like aching, and I had to like lean my chair all the way back to keep myself stretched out and keep it on cruise because it hurt to hit the gas. I'm like,
really?
If you need to
It's
get
no
surgery,
joke.
do it before you're 39 because the older you
Yeah.
get, it's horrible.
It's
I am,
hard.
and I know you said you got a body part removed. I
Yeah.
realized that, and I got a bunch of stitches and stuff, but I'm just like, ugh. I'm just done. I just want to go for a walk or a hike or a run, and it's not going to happen for a couple more weeks yet. I know. Truly, if you are someone that works in retail or anywhere, anyone that's listening, if you have surgery and the doctor says take 6 weeks off, take it off.
Take it off.
They don't need you at work. Take it off.
Literally should have taken the whole
full
year
thing.
off.
Yeah, full thing.
I mean, not the whole year,
I have
but the rest of the
restrictions.
year.
Like I cannot lift anything until
Yeah.
December, end of December. So I'm really useless in stores. But I mean, I'm doing a lot of reporting and work behind the computer, but you can only do so much. Like I'm working like a full 7 to 8 hour day behind the computer, but that's stretching it. Like I really want to. Like today was a nice break just from, even though I didn't like the drive to go do the price check, but that was a nice break in the day, you know. But there's only so much you can do.
Yeah, I was confused why when you sent me that Snapchat.
Of the Wahlburgers.
Yeah.
I still got a
It's
grilled
like,
cheese.
where the hell is she?
Everyone was like, I was talking about weight loss and stuff. And I was just laughing with Steve last night. And I'm like, yeah, I've lost 10 pounds. Like that is so much. But then I start to think about it. I've been sitting at home for 3 weeks. That's no fast food.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, like today, I got a grilled cheese, but I mean,
That's not even like fast food.
My
though.
toxic trait that it is, as soon as I get into my car, I'm like, okay, which Starbucks, which fast food place can I go to? Snacks are at the store, candy's at the store. That's probably what it is. It's not because I went through surgery. It's because I'm not going to fast food and eating every single day stuff that I just buy on the fly.
Yeah, but see, if I was at home and bored, I'd probably be snacking all day. So you're doing something right.
Here I open the cabinets in the fridge and I go, even though I'm hungry, it's like the same old, same old.
Yeah.
Where at a store, I'm just like, oh, is that a Snickers? Is that a king-size chocolate-covered payday? You know what I mean? That's how I am. Wow, donut and coffee.
Oh, it's so
now McDonald's sells donuts.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like donuts and coffee now? Forget it. I'd be going there. So that's probably where it all happens. So also, if you work retail, eat a little healthier. You'll probably feel better.
It's so hard.
It's so hard.
You know what's really hard is traveling and eating.
Yes.
Like, I know because like when my mom started her keto journey and she has a huge lunchbox that she takes with her, you know? And she would just put like jars of olives and a bag of salami and some cheese and like, all these keto snacks.
That's amazing.
I'm so lazy in the morning and I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to want to eat at 10:30 in the morning.
Yeah, which is your lunch. We'll remind everyone that that's your lunch.
Yeah.
Because you start so early.
Yeah. So, but speaking of coffee.
Yeah.
I love my Chobani creamer, right? I was making my own creamer for a while.
What is the flavor of the week?
Dude, it's apple pie.
Ooh.
Okay, and I remember the last time we hung out, we hit a couple, we were doing meat resets.
Okay.
And I was like, ooh, apple crisp at Starbucks. And you said, I don't really like citrus
in the morning.
And I was like, you consider apple citrus?
Tart, maybe in my coffee.
Yeah.
For me, coffee's bold and bitter.
Yeah.
So throwing a tart in there,
maybe
throws off my taste buds.
I don't know, but if you ever had the apple crisp at Starbucks, it's so freaking good, and this Chobani creamer tastes just like it. Just like it.
Wow.
I'm so excited. I'm mad I only grabbed one.
Oh, of course.
And grabbed my regular flavors that I know I like, like caramel macchiato. I know I like that one,
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't know if I would like this apple one, and it's so good.
Wait, every week that we record, it reminds me of how opposite we are. We're on like
That's why we get along. Yeah.
Everything you say, I'm like, nope.
I always
everything I say, you're like, nah.
Yeah. I did find the one dessert that you don't like, though. So
this is
good.
Very true. Very true.
So I saw Steve still doesn't have his truck back.
No, and I really wanted to talk about that this week. So last week we were traveling, not very fast because it was just kind of getting to dusk.
Yeah.
And on our way to Panera, speaking of fast food, on our way to Panera, he was like, oh, I wonder if I should get whistles, because he hit a deer 2 years ago. And he said, I wonder if I should get like deer whistles if they help. So I'm Googling it and I'm like, nah, it says it really doesn't help because they have to be really loud to stop them from crossing the road and all that kind of stuff. So we get to Panera, we get our food. We're taking the same route back and we're actually kind of going slow. It seems like the traffic is going a little bit slower. It's a 55, but everyone seemed to be only going 40. So we were like, well, maybe something's going on. We were all just getting used to the time change, and all that kind of stuff. And a car is passing us, or like not passing us, but like across from us, right? Like going across from us. And I see it kind of slow down. All of a sudden, I see these hind legs kick out. Oh
my God.
And we both go, oh no. And this huge deer leaps and lands right in front of the truck, and boom. He did not have time. Actually, he reacted very good, but we didn't have time to react. It was that quick. And the deer, I can still picture it in my head, rolled into I saw legs, and I'm like, you're okay. It's okay.
It's okay.
And Steve's like, should I stop? And I'm like, oh, there's all these cars. And it was a little bit foggy out. I said, let's just get home. So we turn right at the stop sign, and we're starting to drive home, and I'm hearing like stuff, and like tinkle, I don't know how you even describe it, but I was like, are those truck parts? And he's like, oh God, I hope not. So we get to the driveway and it is smashed. His grill, radiator's leaking, windshield wiper fluids leaking, no right light, no passenger side light, no turn signal. I mean, everything is crunched. It was a big deer.
Terrible.
It was a big deer. I couldn't believe it. And everyone was worried about me because it was like 2 weeks after surgery. I'm like, I'm fine. He reacted so fine, and he actually couldn't even. It happened so fast that he couldn't even slam on the brakes to react. He just pretty much took his foot off the gas, and the deer stopped us.
Yeah.
The deer literally stopped us. We were going 40, 45.
Oh, jeez.
So he said, oh man, we got to go back and see if the deer's okay,
Just leave
He's got a heart of gold. Steve's got a heart of gold.
It.
And I said, all right, we can take my car, but I'm driving slow. People are going to have to pass me because I am we were both kind of shooken up a little bit. So we drive and we circle. I'm like, oh, no, he's gone. I bet he ran off. The next morning, Steve, I think it was Sunday morning, he walks in, he goes, oh, no, he's dead. He's dead. He's in the ditch. I'm like, oh, no. And then right next to it is all Steve's truck parts.
Oh, no. Did he pick him up? Did he gather
We didn't.
No.
We didn't when we were together. I don't know if he did. I don't think he did. But he felt so. He was shooken up. He couldn't even eat his Panera that night. He was that upset about it.
Too.
It is.
You feel bad, and then you're like, great, now I got to take my truck to the shop.
Right, yeah.
I got to pay a $500 deductible.
We do,
if you're lucky, if that, sometimes more than that.
So then we had someone at work this week hit she actually, if you want to go on our Facebook page, she shared her story.
Yeah.
She hit a deer. She's got $3,000 or $4,000 worth of damage in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
And then a friend of ours' husband hit a deer last week and thousands of dollars worth of damage.
It's rutting season
so
right now.
It is rutting season right now, and I absolutely wanted to talk through that.
Yeah.
So surprisingly, we're going to talk statistics.
Oh, am I going to have to
I'm
put
putting
out
on
some
my
numbers?
glasses. You are.
See if I can guess how
People
many.
love this.
How many deer are hitting the Midwest?
I love
every year?
how we ask ChatGPT. We would like to talk about deer statistics in the Midwest, especially because a few of us have hit deers this year with our car. And it says that's a timely topic, especially during deer season. Collision spike due to increased deer movement. And here's some points and stats that we can chat about. So Midwest. So we're in Illinois. It actually says the high-risk states. You want to guess them? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and Illinois is not one of them.
Illinois is not one?
Yeah, I know. It's weird.
All right, I'm going to say Wisconsin.
Okay.
Ohio.
Nope.
Really?
I'll keep going, though.
Okay.
You got Wisconsin.
Okay. Let's say Nebraska.
Keep with the Midwest.
Okay. Iowa.
Yep.
Iowa. Okay. Iowa, Wisconsin.
M&M. We got an M&M next.
Missouri. And
Think M&M.
The hell? M&M.
People are yelling at their phones right now.
I'm so bad at states. I'm like, is Rhode Island a state or just a place? Michigan.
And
Minnesota. Yes. You know what? When I think of the Midwest, I never go north. I always go south.
I know, right?
Of us.
Because we feel like we're the most north, right?
Yeah.
They rank among the top in the U.S. for deer vehicle collisions.
Because I'm thinking like North Dakota, South Dakota, people go hunting.
So
Oklahoma.
It mentions West Virginia, too.
Okay.
They often lead as well.
Yeah.
And then the other states follow closely. So the odds of collision in some states, drivers face a what chance of hitting a deer annually? You probably won't believe this one because I didn't believe this one.
I'm going to say a 5 in 100.
Yeah. 1 in 50. You
1 in
right
50.
there.
I was right there. 50 in 100.
1 in 50 chance of hitting a deer annually.
1 in 50.
I will not be driving at dawn and dusk.
Stop.
One's enough this year.
It was so foggy the other day, and I was so scared I was going to hit a deer.
That's when our friend from work hit one. Was that morning that it was really Monday morning. That's a great start to a Monday morning, huh?
God.
Poor thing. She was very shaken up, but she's okay. So Michigan, for example, averages over how many deer collisions per year about?
We're talking thousands. 40,000.
50,000.
Dang.
Yep, 50,000 collisions per year.
That is a lot.
Yeah. So let's talk seasonal impact as well. So most collisions happen in
November.
The fall. Yep.
Close enough.
Particularly during October through December, which coincides with deer mating rut.
Right. With the rut.
Time of day.
I'm going to say dusk and dawn.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah.
Which overlaps with commuter hours.
Yes.
So that's why.
Yep.
50,000 in
That's
Michigan.
it. I'm not leaving till it's light out.
You'll leave at 4:12 instead of 4:10.
Yeah.
The average insurance claim for deer collisions is over about how much you think, depending on the
I'm
extent
going to say
of
10
the
grand.
$4 grand.
Oh, $4 grand.
$4 grand.
Okay.
So close. You're so good.
Well, I figure if you have a brand new car, they're so expensive to freaking fix, and they're made of plastic. Why is it so expensive?
We were talking about that. So Steve has a big truck.
Got a truck.
Yeah, he's got a big truck.
Yeah.
If it were my car, or if we were in a work van, like his smaller work van, which is like a Nissan, I believe.
Yeah.
I don't even know what would have happened because the way that the deer had to hop up away from the first car that was coming towards us, across from us, the deer hopped up and then landed in front of us and literally stopped the truck.
Yeah.
Like my nightmare, which you should never do this, but the brain works, like this deer probably would have hit my windshield.
Yeah, right.
Because my car is lower than his
truck. Landed on your hood and came through the windshield.
And I've heard about that. I've heard of them coming through people's windshield, and I'm like, I can't even.
That's
so
insane.
new fear unlocked for everyone. But that's the kind of stuff I was thinking of, the way that it happened.
Yeah.
And the deer was big. So it talks about safety tips too. So what do you think some of the safety tips would be? It mentions 4 here, but what do you think would help if you were worried about deer running in front of you, for those that don't have, rut seasons and they're not from the Midwest?
I'm going to say drive cautiously.
Yeah.
Right?
Don't drive at all.
Don't drive.
Take a bicycle.
Just quit your job.
Win the lottery, stay home.
But I've seen people get knocked over by deer on their bicycles too.
I know.
Holy shit.
Oh, yesterday I was driving home from somewhere and saw a motorcycle on that same road where we hit the deer. I'm like, oh my God. I know what happens.
Oh, yeah.
It happens.
Absolutely.
So it says be alert in high-risk areas, obviously.
Yeah.
Well, is that obvious? Yeah, it's obvious.
Yeah.
Watch for deer crossing signs. We don't have any. We should, but we're all Midwest. It's deer crossing everywhere.
I feel like it would be literally every 50 feet on every road.
Around here. And we'll remind everyone, maybe new listeners, that we're in cornfield land.
Yeah.
So that happens. Use your high beams when other cars aren't around. It says when driving at night, use your high beams just to better spot them. Now, they're still going to run in front of you.
Right.
But it would just be to better spot them so that you can react. But it says avoid swerving. So I think sometimes... maybe new drivers, any younger, newer drivers, you're going to, yes, if a collision is unavoidable, just brake firmly, but don't swerve because it really could lead to a worse accident. Yeah. So for our newer drivers, I would say,
well,
or
just think
those
if
that
Steve
panic.
Would have swerved into that other
car. Yeah.
And
it would have, or there's a ditch on the right.
Mm-hmm.
So he could have swerved. There's telephone poles still there on that road,
Yeah.
It also says travel in groups. And actually, that's what I did yesterday. I kind of stayed closer to a car that was in front of me on that same road.
Yeah.
Not close enough where it would cause any, if they had a break for a deer. But, they rarely travel alone, too. So if you see one, there's probably more nearby. So also, maybe take busier roads during that dawn and dusk. Go ahead.
I was saying just the other day, because now it's time change, so it gets dark at like 4:45 for us.
Yeah.
And I was driving home about 4:30, so it's just starting to get dark. And we have that big park where they have all the concerts and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Big ass buck just hanging out in that field where everybody parks. And I'm like, it's not like it was getting ready to get dark, but it was still definitely daylight out. And I'm thinking, oh my God. And as I'm going by, he starts walking towards the fence, towards the road. And I'm like watching in my mirror. I'm like, everybody slow down. So do you try to warn people? Do you throw on your hazards? Like, hey, there's something up here.
I don't.
No.
That's a great idea though.
Yeah.
That would be one of these ones that we were just talking about.
I know a lot of times, so the highway that we drive on, like the tollway that we drive on, and then you get onto the highway, it goes down to one lane, basically from 4, then it goes to 2, then it goes to 1.
Yep.
And if it's real, stopped traffic there, a lot of times I see people throw on their hazards. Because I think people, you're doing 70, 80... 90 maybe.
Right.
And it's like there's stopped traffic ahead, and maybe you're kind of in a daze just watching. You don't realize how fast you're coming up to the traffic,
Yeah.
So I don't know.
So I use my hazards in rain. Yeah. Real bad rain. Where were we coming home from? We were driving home from somewhere. It's maybe even just the city or something. I can't remember where I was. But it was raining so bad that you couldn't see, so we all had our hazards on. Yeah. But that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Like if that, trucks do that all the time when they see something ahead.
Right.
I always watch what trucks are doing.
Yeah.
If I see a truck in the right lane put their hazards on, I'm like, they're seeing something up in front, so I always slow down.
Yeah.
Because I'm a pretty fast driver. I don't know that I'm as fast as you, but
I'm not saying no.
Because I tried to keep up with you one time. I'm like, well, girl, go. I'll meet you back at home.
I drive the speed limit all the time. I don't know what you're talking about. I remember I threw my hazards on for something, and I can't remember what it was. I think it was like a semi-blew a tire up ahead.
Oh, yeah.
And I threw on my hazards for a minute, so everybody kind of, woo, something's going on, and then just kept going.
Kind of keeps everybody away from you, too, a little bit.
Yeah.
Man, I know we always have driving stories, but I was just coming home today, actually, from Janesville, and a car was really, really fast around me, like 100, 120, 100. I don't even know.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't know if they just didn't know how close I was, but they cut in front of me to get off on an exit, and I had to brake.
Yeah.
And I thought, man, if I didn't have to brake, he would have clipped me. He or she would have clipped me.
They do it all the time.
I know, and it just makes me panic. Like, I don't even want to leave the house anymore.
I saw somebody say that they never switch lanes on a tollway or a highway without 3 full clicks of their turn signal.
Sure.
So it's like turn on your turn signal, let it dink, dink, dink before you start moving. Because sometimes I see people, they start getting over and then they let it blink once.
Oh, sure.
And it's like, oh, hey, thanks for giving us a heads up. I can't be mad. At least they did use it.
Right, because many don't.
Some of them just cut right over in front of you. It's crazy. But
I find myself saying, okay, that's one way to do it.
Yeah.
I just talk to myself.
I know. All the time.
Yeah.
And most of the time I'm going, that's why your car looks like that. That's why it's a piece of shit, because you do stupid shit like that,
Yeah.
But just yesterday, I said, hey, we recording tomorrow. Yeah. And you go, yeah, I want to talk about hitting deer.
Yep.
And I go, yeah, I want to talk about the D-bag who was driving in front of me in a pickup truck.
Yeah.
And I was just so upset about it. But he had it. I know it wasn't razor wire, but that's kind of what it looked like.
What is razor wire?
Razor wire is like they put it at the top of prison so you can't climb over.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So it wasn't that, but it was like these pieces of gridded metal that were flexible.
Okay.
Okay. And they had like big shiny spots on them. Maybe somebody knows what that is. I tried Googling it. I can't figure it out.
Yeah.
So a big bunch of this flies out of the back of his pickup truck. Luckily, I'm doing the speed limit, and I have plenty of time to slow down and go around it on the road.
Whoa.
Which that would have been a good time to put on my hazards.
Oh, sure. Well,
I did not.
When you're reacting that fast.
So it's a 2-lane highway. So I and I see him. I know he knows it happened, right?
Yeah.
Because as soon as it happened, he sped up and started going in and out of traffic, right? To like get away from the people that he just let his shit fall out to, right?
That's crappy.
So I get up next to him at a stoplight and I give him a honk and he rolls his window down. I said, hey, you got stuff flying out of the back of your truck. And he goes, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't know. And I go, well, you should go back and pick it up. You know what the guy does?
What?
Mumbled something about like, well, maybe I shouldn't be following so close. The fuck does that have to do with it? And I just looked at him. I was almost very mean in that moment. And you know what? I put my window up and I just went on about my day.
That's right.
F that guy. I'm not even going to whatever.
No.
I was just hoping nobody got hurt because of that.
Right. You cannot let him ruin your day.
And he told me, oh, yeah, I'll turn around and pick it up. He never turned around and picked it up. He hung out way back there, so he thought I didn't know where he was. I watched you, dude. I fucking watched you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Any can we call out anybody, any name on the truck?
I mean, I think I found out who it was, but I'm not sure. So I'm not going to call anybody out.
Maybe we can call it out next week.
What if that's not them?
Right.
But the company, because it was 3 letters, and I couldn't remember how the letters went, but I think I found it, and it's a roofing business right over the border, so I'm pretty sure. Interesting.
Yeah. Well, maybe you'll see him again, and then you can
flip him off.
Yeah.
You jerk.
End the conversation that way.
You jerk. Tell me I'm following too close.
Well, yikes. I mean, come on now.
That shit flew out, and I was like, yee!
I would say, I don't even know what the percentage would be, but I feel like because we do a lot of highway driving, I see that people, if something flies out, they immediately stop.
Oh, yeah.
Immediately.
Oh,
so
yeah.
he just is
He was the douchebag.
He's just, absolutely.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
So I have some motorcycle versus deer statistics.
Oh.
Yeah. But then we're going to go back to funny.
Okay.
Obviously, there is serious concern, especially during the fall mating season. Nationwide, 70% of fatalities in deer vehicle collisions involve motorcycles.
Stop, yeah.
Motorcyclists.
I mean, you're so vulnerable. You've got
it's just heightened
protecting
due to the lack
you.
of protection. Exactly. In Wisconsin, 211 motorcycle deer collisions in the recent year resulted in 66 serious injuries.
Oh my gosh.
And 6 deaths.
That's wild.
Again, this is chat GPT, but it's also motorcycle. Let me get to the website real quick if you feel like reading it. Motorcycle ride coverage.
That's
.com. Yeah, is telling us this. So it's just basically just be careful. I would say usually around this time it's maybe too cold to ride. I know Mom rides motorcycles all the time.
We've had a very mild
it's
fall.
mild. So I think that's why we were seeing. So it's November 19th, and we were seeing motorcycles this weekend.
It was 60 degrees this morning.
So absolutely keep riding it, but just be careful, please. Just be careful. And it says evening hours from 6 to 9.
Yeah.
Visibility is lower. Deer are more active.
And
just
then
be
like,
careful.
how do you react on a motorcycle? So I know my mom told me one time she's riding her motorcycle.
Yeah.
And it's like, boom, there's a raccoon in the road. And she's like, ah. And she said the the raccoon literally like
hands up, mouth open.
And she just like, ooh, hit it. You know what I mean? Like, because even going over railroad tracks, speed bumps, that can throw you off and tip your bike over.
Yeah.
So hitting a deer?
I can't even imagine.
You ain't recovering from that. Also, when I was in high school, I went on a date with this guy. We went to the movies, and he had an older, like, Cutlass or something like that, like a, just whatever car. And we were on a very dark road because we all have lived out in the middle of nowhere, right?
Yeah.
He ran over a dead deer on the road, like,
crunch.
Bad. And I was like, dude, I think you just fucked up your car, It was fine. Like, he dropped me off.
They don't make things like they used to.
It was like square on, all four tires just.
Oh my God.
It was dead in the road.
Oh my God, why?
It just like, I don't know.
It just came out of nowhere dead?
We came over a little hill or something.
And there it was.
It was just there dead on the road, and he hit it square on.
Jeez.
All right, that's the end of my deer stories.
Well, we're still going to talk about.
Oh, gosh.
Top roadkill. We've never touched on anything in 3.5 years, almost 4 years on any of this.
What was the first thing you hit? What was the first thing you hit when you got your driver's license?
I think it probably was either a possum or a raccoon.
Yeah.
And I remember the feeling of my passenger front tire going thump, thump, and there was nothing I could do. I went,
yeah.
And I could just feel the bump over it, and it just made me want to vomit.
I hit a bunny.
Oh,
terrible. And I cried. I cried
terrible.
And cried.
It is just, if you haven't hit anything, that's good. Keep that record because it is really just a terrible feeling.
It is.
I mean, we're on their land.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
Ugh. I don't know. And we say like they run out in front of us like it's their fault, but really we're, I always say that. We made these roads through their living.
I feel so bad.
Nice.
The one day I turned onto Route 12, it's pretty populated right there.
Yes.
But they keep building all those neighborhoods and stuff. It had to be about 5 o'clock in the morning. Coyote goes running across 4 lanes of traffic. Oh my God, it made it all the way across. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, we have a lot of them around here.
We do.
Did I ever tell my biking story? On here
with the coyotes following you.
Yeah, did I ever mention that?
Yeah, I think so. Well, you told me about it for sure.
Steve and I were riding bikes, and this is how brave he is.
Yeah.
So we're getting home. We're very close to home, and all of a sudden we're talking. I'm like, wait, he's far away, and I look to the left, and he's across the street riding a bike, and he's like pedaling fast. And I look at him like, what the heck? And he kind of gives me a nod, and there's either a fox or a coyote. All I saw was the head, so I want to say it was like coyote because it was pretty tall.
Yeah.
Foxes are a little bit smaller.
Right.
And he's right on my rear, running with me. Just running with me, hanging out.
What the hell?
Steve doesn't say anything.
He's just like,
he goes to the other side of the road.
If one of us is going down,
it's
better her than me.
We laugh about that all the time.
To pay.
So I'm just pedaling. It was running with me. I'm like, oh my gosh.
That is so crazy.
That's so Midwest though, isn't it?
I've never had that happen. We used to hang out in our back field when we were kids too,
and that's all there was.
You would hear them like so close, like shit.
Oh yeah, I still all the time. We had a field and a yard full of bunnies, and they're all gone. So I'm sure they were meals, sadly.
Yeah.
So the other thing that I remember is I think I may have mentioned this before, but I had a Jeep Wrangler.
Mm-hmm.
I was on my way to work, and a bird came flying.
Yes.
And I thought I hit it, and it was so like a week later, the garage was stinking a little bit. I'm like, what in the heck is that? And then I remembered, I'm like, did that bird get stuck in my grill?
Stop.
So I'm taking a hose, and all of a sudden, kerplunk, it like fell onto the concrete driveway. I'm like, oh no.
Ew.
I'm trying to wash it out before my dad got home. This is when I was younger, I was like, oh no, it was bad. It was bad. I was hoping that it didn't, I was hoping it flew away, but it didn't.
I feel so bad.
I can't believe we haven't talked about roadkill with all the driving stories that we've had for these past years.
If it was up to me, we'd talk about driving every week.
That's all we do.
It's so
Our
bad.
office on wheels. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 top roadkill animals in the U.S. include.
Okay, deer.
Yep.
Raccoons.
Yep.
Possum.
Yep.
Bunnies. No.
S&S this time. It's S&S.
Snakes. Snails. Puppy dog tails. Hold on. S. The hell? What's an animal that starts with S besides a snake?
These are the ones that play games. The ones that I'm thinking of. They kind of run to the middle. They kind of look at you and run back
Squirrels.
off. Okay, that's another one.
Yeah.
We got another S. Another S.
Squirrels. How could I forget about the damn squirrels that play chicken with your car? Not chipmunks? No? Not scorpions?
Oh, I was so ready for you. I put my finger.
Skunks.
Yeah.
Ew,
Stinky.
they stink
so
so
they're
bad.
So bad.
I'm like, did somebody hit a skunk or is somebody smoking weed in the car next to me?
You never know sometimes.
You never know. Oh, it's so funny.
On a daily basis, this number floored me.
Stop. How did they even know?
It's right? Well, I don't know. Do the villages pick it up and have to monitor how many they pick up?
Yeah, right? Like, hey, state of Illinois, we picked up 35 squirrels today off the road.
Maybe there's a spreadsheet somewhere. I would love to see that spreadsheet. So it's estimated that over how many animals are killed by vehicles in the U.S., though many incidents go unreported. So
in
it's
a year?
On a daily basis.
Oh, on a daily basis.
Let's see if ChatGPT is right. This number is crazy to me.
I'm going to say 40,000.
1 million.
No. Are they counting insects also?
They might be.
How?
They
a
might
million
be.
A day?
But if you think about it, 2.1, and I don't know where I got this fact from. I think it was when Steve and I were doing some research after he hit the deer. It says that an average of 2.1 million deer are hit. And so that's
Get
insurance.
out.
That would be insurance sharing that. And I think when I looked at it, that was 2 years ago. So I'm guessing there's even more. So
That's
2.1 million a year vehicles hit deers and they report it.
How do we still have so many of them? Jesus.
They are busy in those woods. I'm
and
telling you.
And you have people hunting them?
So if that's just deer, and then we just said 4 others, that it could be.
Could you imagine if people didn't hunt deer, like how overtaken we
would
be by
Actually,
deer?
someone said that at the store. I heard, when was that?
Yeah.
Yesterday or last week?
Yeah.
We were talking about it, and they said, oh, I'm so happy that it's hunting season because then it'll kind of lower the numbers,
Right.
Whether you're, with or against hunting. I grew up from a family of hunters.
Well,
but, it does help.
If you're against hunting, think about how many deer you would hit if nobody was hunting
right,
them.
Right. It's
there
all
would be 2 million more on the road.
Exactly. So I don't know. And you can get that from Popular Science. So it's the Science
crazy.
Connected magazine is the one that shared this estimate. So
they were talking about bringing the wolves back to like California or something like that.
Wow. To do what?
Well, because there's people who are against not having wolves, right? Like they should be there. That's their territory, and that.
Okay.
And then it's like, well, once they start killing your dogs.
Right. Oh my
because
goodness.
wolves are not like coyotes.
Yeah.
I think people think that wolves are like coyotes. Coyotes are probably pretty scared of a big dog. You got a German Shepherd.
Yeah.
Those coyotes
they're
aren't
in
going
packs,
after it.
though, which makes them stronger too, right?
Yes. But wolves are not usually in packs, I don't think.
And are they
right?
bigger than coyotes?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Like huge.
I don't know that in all the hiking that I've ever did, I don't think I've ever seen a wolf.
No.
No, I don't think so.
Do we have them around here? I don't think so.
No.
Definitely
But I mean,
not.
I'm even in the other states that
Yeah.
I've hiked mountains
Yeah.
and all that. I don't think I've ever seen bears for
yeah,
sure. But
bears. Yeah. Yeah. I would say a wolf. You see my dog, right?
Yeah.
My dog is,
Black Lab.
My dog's probably 85 pounds.
Yeah. That's about the size of a wolf?
No.
Oh.
That's about the size of a coyote. I'd say wolves are like probably 150, 200 pounds.
Oh, wow.
That's
I'm
my
looking
guess.
up wolf measurements right now. Let's see.
What is it?
Body
say?
length ranges from 4.5 to 6.5 feet.
Yes.
Whew.
Yeah.
70 to 110 pounds.
Okay.
And sometimes they can reach up to 175.
Yeah, see.
Females are usually smaller, averaging about 80
Yeah.
pounds, but the men are larger. Okay, so I just started reading this. It said wolves have large paws. I swore it said penises. So sorry. I was like, that's not what I asked you, ChatGPT, but okay. But if you want to know, 5 inches long. is the paw size. Stop thinking bad, people.
Oh, my God. That's so funny. All the husbands are like, see, I'm average.
We're talking about paws here. So we get our news from TikTok sometimes, right? And I was watching a video, and I don't know if this is true or not, so this could be false, whatever, you can tell me. Anybody can tell us. But there was coyotes in someone's backyard, and they were playing with their dog. Mm-hmm. But someone said that they were from wherever, you know how people, say that they're from. And they said that because they, oh my goodness, because they hunt in packs, they are playful with dogs and then bring the dogs back to the pack. Is that correct?
I've heard that. So I know Todd and Erica, my friends. Yeah. They lived out on a farm, and there was coyotes freaking everywhere, right? And they have a smaller dog, Otz. He's like a black lab, and then they had a German Shepherd. And I was like, do not let the German Shepherd, Cash, go after those fucking coyotes. Like, they will, because I had heard that the females in heat will lure dogs. To get them to come near the pack, right? And Todd told me, he was like, no, they won't even fuck with that German Shepherd. Like, that German Shepherd will tear them apart.
Okay.
So I don't know. I would be scared. Like, if you have a little dog, absolutely, I feel like they would take your little dog. Yeah. You know, you got a little Chihuahua, they're going to be like, snack, you know.
So it may look cute that it's acting like a dog and wants to play with your dog, but keep your dog leashed or, back behind the fence or anything.
And then
like
I wonder
cute,
how many interbreeding.
Sure.
How much interbreeding has gone on.
And that could have been the video that I watched too. So it could, obviously there's always different variables, but I just thought that was interesting. I'm like, wow, because I would think, oh, how cute.
Yeah.
But, there's videos out there of people and a coyote follows the dog into the house. Yeah. But they play. So could be. Yeah. Maybe the father of.
People are like, wow, I found this dog. And then they're like, they grew up like, oh, it's a coyote.
It's a coyote. It's a wolf. It's a white tiger.
Found this cat. So cute. Oh shit, it's a lion.
Oh man.
That's like some Saudi Arabian shit. They got like pet tigers and shit.
Right. All right, wow. I mean, I feel like we just learned a lot here on this retail podcast.
You guys, be careful out there.
No kidding.
Winter's coming.
I am
feel
so happy we know the size of paws now. I'm so happy. Wow.
Wolf paws.
Wolf paws. 5 inches.
5 inches. Completely regular.
Well, what do we got? We got Thanksgiving coming up.
Oh, my gosh.
If you celebrate, happy
so
Thanksgiving.
Ready.
Wear of the stretchy pants, everybody.
Yes. Turkey
I'll be
day.
wearing pajama pants. That's all I wear.
Turkey.
Happy Turkey Day. Oh, yeah. Those weren't mentioned on here, so that's good. I wonder, you know what? Next week, we're going to talk all about turkeys. There we go. We're going to talk turkey. Listen, I just want to mention that I texted you on Saturday morning and said, I don't know what you were manifesting.
Oh.
We had our highest download ever on Friday.
I said I'm always manifesting.
November 15, 2024. And I said, you must be manifesting.
Always.
It was 333% increase.
Oh, wow.
Week over week, year over year, and since we started.
Okay.
Thank you.
Somebody found it, huh?
Somebody's found it.
Somebody found
333% increase in one day, year over year, month over month.
Well, keep sharing our shit.
So thanks, everybody.
It's getting out there.
Amazing.
Yay.
And can we also thank Neighbors Helping Neighbors? They know who they are.
Yeah.
They sent us a very nice little donation.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it. That was very nice.
Perfect.
Thank you, neighbors.
We love neighbors helping neighbors. Yeah.
Well, have a good Thanksgiving if we don't talk to you, or maybe we'll talk turkey. We'll see.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. Talk to you next
week.
Bye.
Bye.
5-inch paws.